This demonstration is to showcase an initial prototype of the air traffic cloud-based trainer, ACTER. My name is Jason, and Stephen is going to be playing the game. The demonstration will be of the Arrival Control Mission 1 that is located in the design document. The goal of this mission is a vector aircraft to avoid obstacles. Vectoring is a form of saying turning. The primary purpose of Mission 1 is to improve a player's ability to vector aircraft in a radar environment, as well as improve radar scope situational awareness. Stephen, go ahead and begin the game. This prototype utilizes Microsoft Azure Cognitive Speech Service. This allows us to add the entire dictionary, native phonetics, and air traffic terminology to increase accuracy of the speech recognition. The speech engine recognizes the different call signs that are spoken by the player and assigns vectors to the aircraft. The mission begins with the aircraft entering the player's radar scope. The player must give vectors or terms to the aircraft in order to avoid obstacles that are placed throughout the radar scope. In this game, we have an obstacle in the center of the screen. The mission simulates challenges that an arrival controller might encounter while working on position. Aircraft fly through the airspace, entering a radar scope on one side, flying to the other side until they're handed off to the next controller or the next sector. Stephen, let's go ahead and give this guy a turn.
November 02122, turn left heading 060.
November 02122, turn left heading 060.
Along the outside edge of the radar scope are tick marks representing a compass rose. The compass rose will help the player provide accurate vectors to aircraft that are in the mission. If you direct your attention to the top of the screen, located in the top left-hand corner is an avatar. The avatar is customizable by the player with different colors, accessories, and titles. You'll also notice a pause button and a speed up button. Both buttons are for demonstration purposes. Stephen, let's go ahead and use the speed up button so we can move the aircraft along until we give them the next turn. That's probably good there. Go ahead and give them a turn so we can direct them in the back towards the right path.
November 02122, turn right heading 100.
November 02122, turn right
there.
heading 100.
So to the right of the speed up button indicates the lives remaining in the center of the screen. And then to the right of that is a score bar. Every mission has a level of a passable score. The score is calculated based on accuracy, completion time, and difficulty, and it has a 3-star benchmark. This is very similar to other mobile games such as Angry Birds. Stephen, let's go ahead and hit the speed up button again so we can move this aircraft off the screen and see the next level. So now onto the aircraft. The call sign of the aircraft is displayed next to the aircraft so the player knows who they must provide instructions to. The speed and number of aircraft will increase as the player progresses through the missions for purpose of maintaining interest of the player and to improve quick decision-making process and reactionary skills. The altitude in this mission is fixed, so the only way to avoid obstacles is to vector aircraft around the obstacles. Follow-on missions that we have will require altitude changes to avoid obstacles and to avoid aircraft conflicts. The obstacles. Obstacles within the mission are representative of large towers, mountains that may be around the airport, or buildings that are in the flight path of low-flying aircraft. The rings around the obstacles represent protected airspace for the obstacle itself. The location of the obstacles will vary as to create a challenge for each player. Every game has different parameters. Using this game, an instructor would be able to slightly modify the range for the student. They can make the range larger or smaller, and this would allow the instructor to create some very unique challenges for students. Scoring. The players will receive positive and negative feedback through the game as they progress through the missions. Points will be awarded to the player when the aircraft has successfully navigated the obstacles and the aircraft makes its way through the airspace with no errors, and we saw that on the earlier level. The aircraft got 100 points as it made its way through the airspace. In the mission, the player is scored by their ability to avoid obstacles and other aircraft. A player will lose points should an aircraft penetrate protected airspace, as we're seeing on the left. If an aircraft runs through the protected airspace ring and into the obstacle or into the obstruction, the player will then lose a life. If the player collides two aircraft together, they will end up losing 2 lives. For this mission, the player has 3 lives. Once the player exhausts all 3 lives, the game is over. So on to the leaderboard. Stephen, would you show us the leaderboard? Points are tallied and kept on a leaderboard. The leaderboard will rank players based on scores and be available for all players, instructors, and management to view. Having a leaderboard is a great way to encourage the friendly competition and encourage training throughout the playing of these missions and games. This concludes the demonstration.